Julia Fox in an interview talked about how she's not dating men anymore. She's not having sex or dating men anymore. I do think this is part of a larger trend within a lot of women online and just women in general of like giving up on men. We talk about men and boys being isolated, women too, giving up on intimacy and giving up on relationships. We're seeing it in the data around homeownership. We're seeing it with women, choosing to freeze their eggs and to build a family on their own. And we're seeing it with sex rates of just like men and women going down. And so I think that I think it's as a result of isolation. I think it's part of this larger trend of people just reverting back to what feels safe and conflating, I think, safety with something else. But then I also have compassion for her. If I'm going to approach it from a compassionate perspective, I'm like, I don't know what happened to her that day. She used to be a dominatrix and was basically a sex worker. I don't know what happened to her for her to say that. When I saw it, I received it in a way that I was like, this is so much and this is so extreme and like I don't agree with this. But then on another day where there's a lot of sexual violence history in my family, like where that's activated, like maybe I would receive her post in a different way. I think social media creates this, we know it's a barrage of information and we know like there's way too much coming at us, but it's also like an emotional slot machine. I think there's no such thing as a safe space on the internet because the algorithm is deciding what's coming at you and the algorithm doesn't know how you're feeling that day. It doesn't know that your dad just died and it's going to show you, right, like something that's, or it doesn't know that you're actually in a great mood and it'll show you negative stuff and you're like, okay, all of a sudden I'm feeling morose. So anyway, algorithms are scary.
All the more to give emphasis to the word witness, right? Like we need to be more conscious of what we're witnessing and what we're choosing not to witness, right? Like what are you engaging with on a daily basis that is not your choice, algorithm? What are you engaging with on a daily basis that is your choice? Right. What literature are you taking in? Who are you hanging out with?
Right.
What spaces are you walking into? I'm just I'm really caught up on this witness word right now.
Yeah.
What we witness specifically on our show, which is called Man Enough. And the purpose of it is to talk about, we don't like to use the word toxic masculinity because I don't believe in that, but I do believe that we can use masculinity in a toxic way. We have to be able to have those conversations. I won't use these terms, safe spaces with you anymore, but to do it safely, whatever that means, so we can talk about all of this stuff so that my son, who's 20, and is putting it all together, and he's a fantastic young man, but still putting it together. Like when I was 20, like who I am today, I had the basic makeup of who I was, but I've grown so much. So will he. But I want him to walk through the world more right than I was. I want him to be more aligned with caring about the whole and caring about all of us. And then, therefore, he does the work on himself, and he constantly is reevaluating and, bringing himself to account each day so that he can reflect and be different tomorrow.
I feel like a lot of women listen to each other and be like, oh my God, he's such a dick. And like, you're so amazing. And like, let's go get ice cream. Right. And that's helpful. I'm saying that's like better than like not talking about it to anybody. But I think that the next stage of healing is realizing like, is that working for you? And what can we change? Because we can't change the other person. That will keep you locked into codependency for years. To be invested in their behavior and be focused on their behavior instead of yours is a great recipe for misery. And so I think that accountability part for men is huge. And I think for women is just as important. So that you don't end up just being like, again, Julia Fox can do whatever she wants, but like the like I'm never gonna date men ever again. Like when my friend says that to me, like I want to, go deeper into that. And like, will that really make you? And maybe it will, but I don't know.
I got a great skill from a couples counselor we saw, and she said, sometimes you need to ask the question, do you just want to be heard, or do you want solutions?
Yeah.
Right.
And it makes such a difference. Do you just want to be heard, or do you want to talk about this and engage in it?
And sometimes you do want to just be heard.
Yeah, and that's it. True. And it's like, cool. Let's get ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm with you.